A wise man once said, never let success get to your head and never let failure get to your heart. And today inside there, I experienced a lot of failures this morning, I'll tell you that. In fact, poor Alice, my sister, was waiting outside my room because I basically said to her, meet me outside 7 AM for the gym, and I didn't hear my alarm clock going off, which is like first time in a long time, and the video editing and all of that was all delayed because of the fact that my alarm didn't go off, because I was supposed to have edited a video for you last night, and so this is going to be today's video. It's amazing how life works, but I want to share with you today Insider how I quickly overcome failure, because despite this being a small failure, for me, how you do anything is how you do everything, and it's important that you learn how to manage this, because I've gone through a lot in my life, and I'm sure you have, but the success secret is not about the failure experience, it's all about how quickly can you recover once you failed. And that's what I'm going to share with you today, because the smart way to handle failure is to follow these 3 steps right now. Okay, so this is the first step that you've got to follow to handle failure in a smart way, is you've got to vent the frustration. This is probably something that you weren't expecting to hear, but it's very important that you don't try to resist the failure. In fact, think about the last time you were stressed, and think about the last time you were trying to resist an emotion. You always find if you resist something, what you resist always persists. And what you got to realize in regards to failure, most people, they don't acknowledge the fact that they failed, and as a result they end up going in a downward spiral, and it's a never-ending spiral. And this is actually a coined term in psychology, literally called "what the hell effect." What an incredible name, right? And what the hell effect is a phenomenon that psychologists have coined, where they discovered how dieters who end up eating one cupcake end up telling themselves, oh, I've eaten one, what the hell, might as well eat the whole thing. So what you got to do to stop this happening and interrupt this pattern is you've got to acknowledge the failure, and you've got to vent the frustration. However, don't vent it all day long. What you tell yourself is, you know what, I'm going to vent it for 5 minutes, set the timer, or better yet, I put 60 seconds, I literally set a timer, or I do it unconsciously, and I say to myself, I'm going to vent everything that I'm feeling right now, and I just release it. And that could be however you like to release frustration. For me, I'm an introvert, so I kind of just like to just release it on my own, let's say, just kind of just in my head, I'm beating myself up, but after 60 seconds I stop. So that's the first step. You've got to vent this frustration to release all of that negative energy. Wow, it's a little bit wet right now. Okay, so the second step to overcome this what the hell effect, and by the way, if right now you're going towards a downward spiral, it's so important that you stop yourself, you recognize the pattern. This is what happens with so many people, and something that I had to overcome, because I always used to find myself just failing once, and I'm allowing that one failure to define the rest of the day, define the rest of the week, define the rest of the month. If you do not stop yourself inside it, you'll find this is what's persisting in your life. So release that frustration, acknowledge the fact that you have failed, acknowledge the fact that you are a failure, only for 60 seconds. Then you do the second step. Second step is to take a micro step. You don't want to tell your in your psychology, you don't want to tell yourself that you're taking a huge leap. Otherwise, your subconscious mind, especially that little voice, that negative voice, is not going to be happy with hearing a huge leap. In fact, you'll find you're procrastinating. So, what I did this morning is I released it. I told myself, what the F are you doing, Tim? I'm kind of harsh to myself whenever I'm releasing all of the frustration, and I hate waking up late. Like, it's just definitely not who I am anymore. I used to be very lazy, but I don't do stuff like that no more, and I was just like, Tim, what the hell? You let yourself down, you let all of the community down, you're not representing your message. I went deep, and my heart was hurting, I'll tell you that. And poor Alice was waiting outside for 2 hours. Thank you, Alice. So the second step I had to do is take a micro step. I realized I failed. I was just like, how can I quickly get back on the track? How can I recover very fast? So I thought to myself, okay, I can't edit the video I published, I was editing last night, so I got to do this video for you. And then the second thing is, I can't jump in the shower or whatever, I just got to just put on some clothes and just go to the gym right now. Take a micro step. I just got to put on the clothes, go out, film this video, and boom, now I'm back on the track. So that's the second step. Take a micro step towards a goal that you're looking to achieve. Stop yourself when you find yourself going down. My mum used to say this, be like bamboo. Bamboo, what do? When the winds come, they flex, they bend. But when the winds surpass, when the winds are gone, they quickly bounce back up. That's very important for you, insider. You're gonna bounce back up from this failure. Now, the third step is this. Once you are on that micro step, you got to take away this third step, and you got to do this third step, which is, you got to take away the lesson. That is very important. Always remember, failure is a way of life trying to teach you a vital lesson you've got to learn right now. And yesterday is incredible how life works. I was telling my mentees on board Success Inside Academy in regards to how life sits us in a classroom called My Life. Don't resist the lesson that life is trying to teach you. And yesterday I spent like literally all day filming this video for you, and I was just almost like caught in this trap I used to catch myself in, which is perfectionism. And so I filmed this long ass video, and it was 25-minute video that I had to edit down to around 5 minutes, and I was just like, whoa. And I was just thinking, you know what, I'm gonna do it in the morning. And guess what? In the morning I wake up and the alarm clock hadn't even gone off, and we're heading off to Universal Studios this morning. It was just like, what the hell? All of a sudden, just everything's just going out of place. I didn't have the time to edit video and all of that stuff. So I had to basically acknowledge a lesson this morning. I was reflecting in regards to what I did right, what I did wrong, and now I'm acknowledging a lesson that I've got to just keep on ready, firing, aiming. I've got to show up as the best version of myself and realize I'm not freaking superhuman. And if you think I'm superhuman inside, I want you to realize I go through so many failures. This may be a small failure, but for me, it's a big deal. Why? Because I realized the fact that I didn't show up as the best version of me, so now I'm going to set myself up to win. What am I going to do? Well, I'm going to follow Alice's strategy. Alice, how many alarm clocks did you set? 5. 5 alarms. So we're going to go gym nice and early tomorrow morning. Go back to this Gold's Gym, which is really cool, here in Osaka, by the way. I'm going to set a lot of alarms tonight, and I'm going to film a video whilst we're in the Universal Studio for you, Insider. So that's how I'm going to take all their lessons. So how you overcome a failure in a smart way is, first you've got to acknowledge the fact that you are a failure, you failed, okay? Acknowledge it, release that. You got to release that frustration for 60 seconds or 5 minutes, set the timer. What you resist persists. Do not resist it, accept it. Accept, release. Second step is you got to take a micro step to overcome the what the hell effect. So that way you're not allowing this failure to define the rest of your life. And the first step is to take away the lesson and realize there's a lesson to every single failure. And by the way, Insider, if I'm shaking, it's because I've just finished the gym and I'm holding up this vlog camera. Okay, Insider, so I've got to get going now. Off to the Universal Studios, and just want to say, whatever you're going through, Insider, remember, failures happen to the best of us because life is trying to shape us into the person we're born to become. So keep striving on strong. I believe in you. Tell yourself today, I got this, I'm born to win, so let's play to win together. As always, my friend, follow your heart and take action. And go live the life you're truly born to live. See you very soon. Take care.